So Chicken Inasal got good street cred globally by becoming the best chicken dish in Asia and the third best chicken dish in the world. So what would happen if the biggest Chicken Inasal restaurant here in the Philippines goes global? Maybe it will look something like this. In 2003, a 26-year-old college dropout named Injap Sia opened a barbecue stall in a mall parking lot in Iloilo. No venture capital, no MBA, just a grill, a regional marinade, and a dangerous idea: unlimited rice. Fast forward to today, that parking lot stall is now over 600 branches across the Philippines, serving millions of people every single week. And then, Taste Atlas, the platform that has ranked over 10,000 dishes from every corner of the planet, drops a list. The world's best chicken dishes. Number 1, a classic. Number 2, respectable. And number 3, Chicken Inasal, Philippines. At a steakhouse, not a fine dining restaurant, a Filipino barbecue concept that started in a parking lot. So here's the question. What if somebody look at that marinade, that 600 branches, and that global ranking, and ask the question, what if we took it global? What would actually happen? Before we talk about world domination, we need to understand exactly what Mang Inasal already is, because most people dramatically underestimate it. In 2010, Jollibee Foods Corporation, the same company that made Filipinos proud by outcompeting McDonald's on its own home turf, looked at Mang Inasal and wrote a check. Not a small check. They acquired a 70% controlling stake for around 3 billion pesos. By 2016, they owned it completely. Think about what that means. Mang Inasal isn't just a beloved local brand. It is a fully owned subsidiary of one of the most aggressive fast food conglomerates in Asia, a company that has already successfully expanded into the United States, Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore, Vietnam, and the Middle East. The infrastructure exists, the war chest exists, the global ambition exists, so why hasn't it happened yet? Because Mang Inasal has one extraordinary strength that is simultaneously its own most complicated export problem, the only rice model. Let's talk about this, because it's genuinely one of the most psychological, brilliantly fast food inventions in history. Unlimited rice. You sit down, you order chicken, and they will bring you rice until you physically cannot continue, for a fixed, low price. It works in the Philippines for 3 very specific reasons. 1, rice is a local commodity, cheap, abundant, deeply culturally embedded. 2, the average check size is engineered so that the volume of customers compensates for the thin margin on any plate. 3, Filipinos have a deeply social relationships with eating, big groups, long meals, multiple rice servings, and Mang Inasal built their entire restaurant flow around that behavior. Copy that exact model to London or New York, rent alone will destroy you, labor costs will finish the job, you'd be handing out bottomless premium jasmine rice in the city, where a single plate of pasta costs $28. The model as it stands cannot survive a direct transplant. But here's the thing about Jollibee. They've solved harder problems than this before. To understand how Mang Inasal could go global, you need to study 3 brands that already cracked the exact same code. The first is Korean barbecue. 20 years ago, Korean barbecue outside of Korea was a niche ethnic food. You had to know where to look. Today, Samgyeopsal is a global phenomenon with dedicated restaurants in virtually every major city on earth. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry with a stratospheric social media presence. And how did it cross over? It didn't sanitize itself for Western palates. It didn't tone down the flavors or simplify the experience. Did the exact opposite. It leaned into the spectacle. the table grills, the banchan, those 10 to 15 little side dishes that just keep on coming, the communal loudness, the smoke, the interactive, chaotic, everyone is cooking their own food theater of it. Samgyeopsal didn't sell food, it sold a performance. The second case study is Nando's. South African Portuguese origin, completely regional, zero global reason to exist until it did. Nando's took a regional sauce, built an irreverent, confident brand identity around it, and methodically marched into market after market. Today, there are over 1,200 Nando locations in 30 countries. They didn't change the chicken. They packaged the attitude around the chicken, and that is what traveled. The third and most instructive case, Jollibee itself. When Jollibee opened in the United States, food critics laughed. Filipinos eating Filipino fast food. Obviously, the market is just the Filipino diaspora, right? Cute little niche. Then, the videos started. American food bloggers trying Jollibee Chicken Joy for the very first time and genuinely losing their composure on camera. The lines wrapping around the block at every new opening. In Manhattan, in Los Angeles, and in Chicago. Non-Filipino customers becoming obsessed and evangelical about it. Jollibee didn't go global by chasing Western approval. It went global by being so authentically itself that curiosity did the marketing. Mang Inasal has every single ingredient of all three of those stories. The theatrical cooking experience of Korean barbecue, the bold, unapologetic regional identity of Nando's, and diaspora launchpad plus viral shock value potential of Jollibee. So if Mang Inasal took these three ideas from these three companies, the timeline or the multiverse will look something like this. In this timeline, Jollibee's board approves a global strategy for Mang Inasal, and the first decision they make is the most important one that they will ever make, because it is the decision that will determine whether the expansion succeeds or whether Mang Inasal becomes a cautionary tale about a brand that lost itself chasing a market it didn't understand. In this multiverse, they do not export the brand as it is. They rebuild the format entirely. They call it internally the Grill House. And the philosophy behind it is precise. You walk in and the first thing that hits you is not a menu board, it's the smell. Open charcoal grills positioned deliberately near the entrance so the smoke, that sweet fatty lemongrass infused smoke, physically stops people walking past on the street. This is not an accident. This is a calculated sensory trigger designed to convert foot traffic into customers before a single word is spoken. The interior doesn't go minimalist modern Asian like every other Asian export brand that's terrified of looking too ethnic. It goes full confidence, raw wood, steel grill grates as wall decor, exposed brick, the actual tools of Philippine street food culture displayed like art, authenticity as a competitive advantage, not a liability. The menu is surgically focused, 3 chicken variants, the classical inasal, a spicier regional Bacolod interpretation, and a limited rotating chef's cut that changes quarterly and generates its own content cycle. Each one served with the non-negotiables, garlic fried rice, calamansi, cinnamon vinegar, and the chicken oil in a ceramic pourer on every table. Only rice doesn't disappear, it transforms. In global locations, it becomes a premium add-on. For a fixed upgrade cost, your garlic rice is bottomless. The psychology is identical. The economics are completely restructured. But here is where it gets dangerous. A lot of brands goes global and failed, but Jollibee has an advantage in that they know how to go global. But they have to know where to start, which is why the geography of the first move matters enormously. Dubai is not an obvious choice until you look at the numbers. There are approximately 700,000 Filipinos living in the UAE. That is not a small diaspora. that is a built-in army of loyal, emotionally invested first customers who will line up on opening day, film everything, and send it back home. Free marketing guaranteed. But more importantly, Dubai is one of the most diverse food cities on earth. It is a city where people from 200 different nationalities are constantly looking for the next interesting dining experience. A city where food tourism is a real economic driver. A city with relatively lower barriers to entry for food business compared to Western markets. You open Dubai, you nail the format, you build the operational playbook, you generate the content. Then and only then, you use that proof of concept to walk into London, Sydney, and Los Angeles. Because here's the real game. You don't need a thousands location in year one. You need 10 perfect locations that each become a cultural event. Each opening is treated like a product launch. Lines around the block, social media coverage, Filipino community leaders invited to the first service. The story writes itself. A parking lot stall from Iloilo, ranked third on earth, coming to your city. Now, here's something that most people don't think about when they talk about inasal going global. The actual biochemistry of why this flavor is so addictive and why Western palates specifically are completely defenseless against it. Western food, and I meant the dominant tradition from burgers to fried chicken, is engineered around three flavors: fat, salt, and sweet. That's it. The entire palatial history of American fast food is basically those three notes, very played loudly on repeat. Inasal is playing a completely different instrument. The marinade, the thing that makes inasal inasal, works on flavor principles that most Western trained palates have almost zero experience with in a fast food context. Lemongrass brings a sharp aromatic citrus note that isn't like lemon at all. It's a brighter, greener, more volatile. It hits the top of your palate and your sinuses simultaneously. There's no direct Western fast food equivalent. It's genuinely surprising in a way that registers as exciting rather than weird. And not to see give you that vivid orange color, but they also contribute to a subtle, peppery, slightly nutty warmth that works in the background. You don't consciously taste it, but the dish feels incomplete without it. And lastly, coconut vinegar. This is the wild card. It's sour, but not like white vinegar. It has a white fermented sweetness underneath the acid. When it hits the rendered chicken fat and the char from the grill, it creates flavor reaction that food scientists would describe as complex Maillard interaction with concurrent acid brightness.
Regular people will describe this as, what is this flavor? I need more of it. So in order for Mang Inasal to go global, it must be like a sanggipsal, owning up to its ethnic roots and focusing on its strengths, which is the chicken inasal, that we got a high ranking in the Atlas, the food Atlas thing. The only thing that could stop this global domination is Mang Inasal itself by not taking advantage of the global ranking of chicken inasal.